One of the most exciting previews that I've done today, honestly, Trinity Football. It always does well, but this year it's a completely different animal. Truthfully, it was hard for me to select the cards because there are so many that I wanted to show you, but I don't want to make a 32-minute video. So I'll try and keep it as short as possible. We're going to start with just some of the more basic autographs. Fernando Mendoza, Heisman frontrunner. Jeremiah Love from Notre Dame, maybe the best overall college player in the world right now. Look at that. Dual patch auto of Juju and Quentin Gibson, a true freshman. Gibson and Juju are both true freshmen. Colorado. Obviously, Juju, Leaf exclusive. Emmitt Smith. Look at that. Emmitt Smith game-used jersey auto. There are patches on some of these. Roger Staubach game-used jersey. I mean, that's just absurd. Just absurd. Randy Moss game-used jersey with some stitching, with some patches. Look at this Will Howard. Will Howard with the Ohio State logo. That is a patch auto from Will Howard. These are player-worn. The youngsters are player-worn. Any of the vets are game-worn. Ashton Genty, patch auto. Here are some books. Now, there are some books. They're not quite as easy as last year. Last year, they were one per case. This year, they fall a little further out, but they're insane this year. Look at that. Booklet auto, Dan Marino, Joe Montana, Drew Brees, Jim Kelly, Steve Young, Terry Bradshaw, Roger Staubach, and Fran Tarkenton. That is just absurd. Absolutely absurd booklet. And if you're not as big on the quarterbacks and you want running backs, don't worry, we've got you covered. Barry Sanders, Emmitt Smith, Bo Jackson, LaDainian Tomlinson, Chuck Foreman, Otis Anderson, Thurman Thomas, and Marcus Allen. Just absolute insanity on those. Guys, this next batch of cards are the game-used multi-sport. These are all in jumbo. So Jumbo Trinity only has the game used from the multi-sport. There's one of these cards, or one of these types of cards in every box. This is insanity. And I'm telling you, I left so many cards back there that are good. Look at that. Mahomes, Ronaldo, Nadal, and Curry. Again, this is all game used. This is very legendary. Perhaps Hulk Hogan's first ever game used. We bought a robe from him. Muhammad Ali, Bruce Lee, and Hulk Hogan. That is insanity. This card is insanely expensive. Insanely expensive. Look at this. Some of the titans of soccer. Lionel Messi, Pele, Diego Maradona, Erling Haaland, Vinny Jr., and Lamine Yamal. Greats of the past, some greats of the current, and some greats of the future. Guys, it doesn't get better than this in baseball. Babe Ruth, Ted Williams, Mickey Mantle, Roberto Clemente, Roy Campanella, Willie Mays, Stan Musial, and Joe DiMaggio. Absolute insanity. Look at this from basketball. Look at that patch from LeBron. This is Kobe, LeBron, Magic, Bird, Karl Malone, Duncan, Nowitzki, and Kevin Garnett. Again, these type of cards fall every box in Trinity Jumbo. This product is insane. Tom Brady, Dan Marino, Bob Waterfield. His jerseys are very expensive. John Elway, Patrick Mahomes, and Ken Stabler. Now look at some of these auto patches. Look at that. Barry Sanders, these go big or go home are part of the multi-sport mix. So there are some football, but these are insane. There's a bunch of multi-sport in here as well. Auto patch. Again, game used. Ken Griffey Jr., game used jumbo jersey swatch. Look at this. Giannis Antetokounmpo. How awesome is that? And here's some multis. Guys, these are just mind-blowing. Carlos Alcaraz and Rafael Nadal. Again, this is Trinity Football. What are we doing here? Lionel Messi and Neymar. Messi and Neymar. Now we have some triples. These are just so much fun. Brooks Koepka, John Daly, and Jim Furyk. Insane. And we'll end this one with a Georgetown great. Allen Iverson, Patrick Ewing, and Alonzo Mourning. How awesome is that? Now this stack right here are the metal jersey or patch autographs. I grabbed a handful of the better ones. These fall only in hobby boxes. So every box of hobby will get a metal jumbo jersey or patch auto. Every box of jumbo will get the game used from the multi-sport. Here we go. Look at this. That is a Joe Montana, but that is a game used tag patch. Joe Montana. There may be some duplicates in here because, again, this is collated from some of the better ones. Ashton Genty. That is player worn. Randy Moss, game worn. DJ Lagway, player worn. There's another Genty. There's another Genty. There's a ton of Genty jersey and patch auto. John Elway, again, game used John Elway. Game used Roger Staubach. We've got a Genty. Look at this. Barry Sanders, game used jersey auto. That's another Genty. Look, guys, stop. Just stop. That is a Superfractor Patrick Mahomes, Texas Tech, game-worn patch auto 101. That card's insane. Look at that. Another Elway. We've got another Staubach, some more Genty, Moss. Look at this. Look at that Genty. That is the 101 Super with the Broncos logo from Boise State. That is insane. Look at this Super from Barry Sanders with the Wilson logo. Guys, this product is so loaded. This is not your average Trinity. Trinity always does well, and this one is it's gonna blow it out of the water. First time ever Trinity has a jumbo. First time ever that Trinity has veteran game-used jerseys and patch auto, and first time ever that Trinity has multi-sport. This is not like the old Trinities. You do not want to miss this one.